Hello everybody, Roger here again. Sorry it's been a while since my last video. I've been busy doing some personal matters and YouTube had to take a back burner for a while. But I'm going to try and make some more upcoming videos. There's lots of history to cover and whatnot. So I'm just going to do just a little day in the life video today out here at Rauhala. So let's show you Rauhala in the fall. Meanell Point, aka Rauhala, or the Bluffs, here on Malcolm Island, are like a natural windbreak. And as you can see, the wind is just going on past Rauhala here, and we're sitting in nice warm sun, looking over the bay, Rauhala, the Bay of Peace, towards that tiny little island way off in the distance. That's Stubbs Island, or Roos and Limpusari in Finnish. So it's a little hard to film on camera because they're out where the waves are out there, but everywhere you see waves, all the way out to the Pierce Islands, if you were to look with binoculars, are just right full of seagulls in the whole horizon here. And you'll see these little black specks diving and soaring in the wind, and they're also sitting in the waves. And it doesn't look like they're feeding, and I just think what they're doing is getting exercise, flying in the wind, and just enjoying bobbing up and down in the waves. But the whole rough patch of ocean out there is right full of seagulls. Here you can see some of the seagulls off to the left there. Here they're flying in the sky there, but if you were to look through binoculars all the way to the Pierce Islands over there, you'll see tons of these seagulls going the whole stretch. Right full of seagulls out there. Just zooming in on Stubbs Island there, or Roos and Limpusari, which means Russian Loaf Island in Finnish. You could see off to the left there, some of the seagulls are coming in, taking a break from the waves. And then when they're done taking a break, they go back out there and fly around. Here come the seagulls. Coming back to shore. Oh, sounds like the eagle's up in the nest up here somewhere. If I look up this tree here just at our beach campsite here at Rauhala, there's an eagle nesting up this tree. I'll try and get a better angle shot of it here. So from our beach campsite, looking up, way up, I could see the eagle. He is right in there. Here's a better shot of the nest off in the bottom left hand corner, and up more towards the upper right corner you'll see the eagle just sitting there in a branch. Oh, he's looking he's moving his head if you can't see him up in the upper right corner there. And what he's looking at down in the water here are those tasty seagulls. Probably thinking about flying down there and grabbing one, but I don't think he's going to. And I'm here out at our beach campsite. You could hear the wind blowing over the bay here, Rauhala, the Bay of Peace. And we are sheltered from the wind, most of the wind. Once we head into winter, the southeast storms hit here pretty hard, but right now, as we're into our fall season, which is actually quite warm for this time of year, we're just getting into the windy storms. And as you can see, it's a beautiful autumn day here at Rauhala. So everything looks a-okay over here, so let's go and take a look at the other side. Let's go to the fields. Let's go check it out. All right, let's go. Let's get at her.
The Malcolm Islander where the waters gleam, mountains rise like a distant dream. He walks where the forest keeps its slow. The Malcolm Islander, forever exploring more.
So unfortunately, we only have the one rooster left. I found the body of the other rooster. A predator got him. So he's all by himself for now until I give him some rooster buddies. So let's get him some food. And I'm just going to take a look at the cabins here, make sure everything's okay. Everything looks good so far. Doesn't look like anyone's done any vandalism or anything at all. Now this thing here was once an old-fashioned industrial coffee grinder that was at one time at the co-op store, the older co-op store in town in Rauhala. And my uncle found it up at the garbage dump a long time ago. And back in the day when we still had a garbage dump in town, a lot of people would go scrounging there, and he picked this thing up. And it was sitting in his yard all these years. And I decided to bring it out here to Rauhala. And it's going to be one of the outdoor museum pieces because it's pretty cool. And it's been out in the weather all this time, so might as well make it into one of the outdoor exhibits here. There is writing on that, but it's hard to make out. Then we got this flat plate that was somehow hooked up to it. It's got a very heavy base, and then it's got this cogged wheel on this side, or toothed wheel. As you can see, the teeth are kind of on an angle. And then over here, there is a handle that is seized that you would crank. And it says 60 revs per minute. And up here it says Delaval number 5. Over here, it says patented 1899 to 1901 to 1911, 1915 to 1917. And other patents pending, the Delaval separator. Okay, so it's a separator of some sort. Montreal, Winnipeg, Peterborough, New York, USA. Really cool. Anyways, it's going to be one of the outdoor exhibits out here at Rauhala. And here we got, it's a rake that you would tow behind a tractor, and it would dig up the ground. So it's like a tiller to really rape the ground and rip it up. So if you're trying to like level off a field, this is what you would tow behind a tractor. And it's a makeshift one, so someone a long time ago welded this together, and that's what they would have used it for. Now I don't know the story behind this one, at least not yet, if the history behind it still exists, who made it and what for and where it was used. But it was all these years in my uncle's yard, and I decided to bring it out here to be an exhibit out at Rauhala, because back in the day people here would use this or things like this to dig up the fields here on Malcolm Island. And this one would have been actually built by somebody who had welding knowledge. And it looks like 2 bars here, and they're welded up to this piece. It's quite neat. All right, I'm just going to take a look around and see how the house is doing and check up on things. Ooh, the wind's starting to shift and it's starting to blow in here. It's one of the reasons why we keep the trees along the waterfront, is it stops most of the wind from blowing in here on the farm at Rauhala. And this is our first field. All through here at one time was a potato patch when my grandmother first bought the property and lived in the old farmhouse here, which is behind me. She had a man that was a long-time resident here on Malcolm Island who died just a few years back, and his name was Presty. And Presty had a tractor, and he used Presty's tractor to level this field a long time ago, and they had potatoes out here. And over there is the old farmhouse. And everything looks good. And as I'm walking to my truck, there's my little deer buddy. I missed her. She's been hiding out for a while. I'm glad she's okay. Yeah, she's coming to say hi. Hello. You'll see her do this little head nod at me. And when she does her tail flick, it means everything's a-okay. That device that we thought was some sort of maybe coffee grinder or something, and it said separator on it. So I'm thinking it might have something to do with milk, or maybe separating cream from milk or something. I don't know. I'm gonna have to do some research. If anyone recognizes it and knows what it is, please let me know. Just a comparison between Rauhala and Sointala. You can see the wind is just whipping through the trees here. So I was just doing some research on the computer once I got back home into town in Sointala here. And that de Laval is a cream separator, originally invented by a man named Gustave de Laval. And this particular one is from around circa 1919. And it was probably actually on one of the original homesteads here on Malcolm Island on Sointala. And it was probably in someone's, maybe a garage or a shed, or else in a barn or something on an old farm, and someone threw it to the dump very, very, very long time ago. And my uncle picked it up and kept it in his yard. So I'm gonna make its new home out at Rauhala and turn it into a museum exhibit. All right, well, that's all I got to say for today. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you want to follow along my video series, and I will see you all in the next video. All right, ciao.